Hey everyone, this is Mike,
Hey, this is Josh.
and we are Real Dead,
Real
and
dead.
we are halfway through the season of 2025 horror movies. There's
Yes.
some that we have seen, some we have not seen. We've seen
Yep.
quite a bit, though, right, Josh?
Yeah, like we've really caught up in the last month or two, haven't we, Mike? I felt like we have.
Yeah, I mean, I think the March or the April through June, I saw 11 movies, and I think Josh, you saw one or two less, but it was right there. And then I think Mark, and so I've seen about 20 some movies so far this year that's horror that just came out in 2025. So we want to give you our top five. It's going to be separate. Josh is going to have his five. I'm going to have
Yep.
my five, but the best. So we'll start at five and work our way up to number one movies
Yes.
that we each think individually is the best so far, January through June. Now, there are a couple movies. 28 days later, years later, we haven't seen that, and Megan 2.0, we hadn't seen that, right, Josh?
That's right. So there
And
are some
there's
that we
another
can't
one or
put in
two in
there.
there we haven't seen either. I think one of them was the Ugly Stepsisters, which is getting
Yeah.
really high scores. I haven't
Yeah.
seen that yet either.
Yeah, there's some we haven't seen, obviously. So these lists are just on what we have saw. So we can't say, well, this is better than this when we haven't saw it yet. You might say it in the comments, and that's fine. But we have not saw it yet. And these lists could change because we will do a best of 2025 at the end of the year. Um, so yeah, I wonder if like 3 more months, Mike, if these lists would change at all, if we see better movies and then some of these get switched out. That would be interesting to see, Mike.
I'm sure it's going to, Josh. I mean, because I know my bottom five now on the worst list. I'm sure by the end of the year, there's going to be some that takes its place, and some of our best right here are probably going to get
Right.
bumped out.
Right. Well,
But I'm telling you,
I'll start with number 5 if you want me to, Mike.
okay, Josh.
Well, my number 5 is Predator, Killer of Killers. I really enjoyed this for it being, computer generated movie. I really enjoyed this. The storyline was really cool. I'm not going to give too many spoilers away cuz Mike hasn't seen it, but it just takes you through different time periods because that's the best thing about Predator is that Predator's been around like before man or beginning of man or whatever. But so they've been around, so they've been through all these different incarnations of people, and so then you can drop them in World War II. You can drop them in like feudal Japan where there's samurais and stuff. You can drop them in like Vikings and all that, and you see what happens, and it's really cool, in my opinion. So I highly recommend seeing this movie. That's why it's my number 5.
Yeah, okay, that's good. That makes me definitely want to see it then. For me, number five for me is going to be Final Destination Bloodlines. This could have easily moved up a couple spots for me. I had a really good time with it. Me, my wife, and my son went and saw it at the theater. Definitely worth seeing in the theater if it's still around the theaters. I think it did the Final Destination franchise justice and pulls the whole story together.
Yeah.
And I'm a big fan of it. And the Rotten Tomato scores are really high on it. So don't kill me for putting it number five so far because I could definitely see it in the top two or three. So
Yep.
really good movie.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mike. That's my number 4.
Okay.
I have it a little higher than you. I went and saw this in the theater. I think I was by myself. I don't think there was anybody else in the theater because I did end up seeing it like weeks and weeks after it was released. So I was the only one in there, and I had a blast, man. It just the kills. It brought me back to like, man, yeah, this is Final Destination. Like this is what this is supposed to be. I like how they wrapped it up with the everything, and then we can see where it goes from here. And I think they kind of opened that window at the end where it's like, okay, like there can be more. So yeah, really liked it, and yeah, that's my number 4, Mike.
All right. So number four for me is a movie that kind of blew me away here recently. Seeing it is Marshmallow. Um, it came out of the radar for me. I heard some people on another I can't remember if it's Facebook or somewhere where they were talking about how this movie had a shocking ending. Um, I think it's really good. It could have been higher for me. My family enjoyed it. The ending is just so different and unique and not the norm. And there's a lot of character building. There's a young cast in this of like 12 and 13-year-olds, and the actors are good actors and actresses. They're not, they're not cheesy. And it's I think it was really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in for number 4 for me.
I need to see this, Mike, now because you've talked a lot about it, and I think me and Michelle will go ahead and we'll probably watch this
I
here.
probably hyped it up too much for you, Josh. You're gonna be like, God, this sucked, you know?
No, 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 no. There's only I just remember one movie that you hyped up a bunch that we thought sucked, and that was that Dead End or that Road End or whatever the hell it was.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah.
okay, so my number 3 is a movie that I haven't revisited it. I've only watched it once, but it sticks in your mind. It was very like really good performances, especially out of the lead, and she was great, man. And that's Companion.
Okay.
Companion is my number 3, and the lead I can't remember her name right now, Mike, but she was phenomenal in this movie. She is a really good actress, and even though it's like she's a artificial person, a AI, like you feel bad for her in this movie because she's being treated like really bad in this movie, in my opinion. And I just like where the story goes. I like the twists and turns that it takes, and it's really enjoyable. And it surprised me how much I like this movie. So it is my number 3, and that's one that came out closer to the beginning of the year, Mike. This one's hanging in there for me.
Yeah, I've seen it multiple times already. I've seen it on the airplane, once at home, and then also saw it. No, saw it at the theater, saw it on a cruise ship, and saw it on the airplane. So I've seen it 3 times. Um, so number 3 for me, and throw the tomatoes at me now, is Sinners. A
Yeah,
lot of
that's
people have it at 1 or 2, and I just guessing, I would think Josh may have it in 1 or 2. I think no. Don't get me wrong. I think it's an excellent movie.
it is. Yeah.
It's shot pretty well.
Yes.
The CGI bothered me a little bit. I'm a
Okay.
CGI nut, but
Fair.
I thought it was a little bit long. But other than that, it's a great movie. And
Well
again, I got it
written.
at 3 now. When we do the end of the year, it might move up to 2 or 1 for me. Who knows? I need to watch it again.
Mm-hmm.
As Josh said on Companion, I watched it 3 times. I probably need to watch Sinners again. Talking to my wife thinks it's the best movie of the year from what we've seen. So she disagrees with what I said on some of the ones
Right.
I had. So I
Right.
totally get that. What's number 2 for you, Josh?
That is Sinners.
Okay.
So Sinners is really good. I mean, I really like the trailer on this. I thought it was good. Michael B. Jordan does a really good job playing 2 different characters. I mean, they're twin brothers. Um, and it does take place during a difficult time in the United States history for African Americans during the Jim Crow laws down in the South, especially and stuff. But it is a good I think it's a decent, probably depiction, and like they're trying to build this business, which is cool about like a dance hall or something. I really like that. I did have an issue with it. I wish there was more vampire stuff in it, but I'm not gonna hold that against it because the story leading up to it, I really liked it. And I liked the guy that plays the lead vampire. I think he was pretty magnetic as that character. What we get of him, I really liked the way he portrayed it. Um, and yeah, I really enjoyed the movie. Like you said, well shot. I don't know if you were as big a fan. I did enjoy the music, unlike that M Night Shyamalan music, where the music was forced on us by him. This is different because it's all a part of it, and it's like what the lead vampire, like that's why he wants the guy is because of his music ability, the cousin, and so that's what it's part of. And so, yeah, I really liked it, and the ending isn't horrible either. I think it's pretty good, um, but I think the writing it's really well written and acted. I think that's what just brings it up to a high level. Well written, well acted, really, and it really shines through in my opinion. I know, like you said, some of the CGI bothered you, but for me,
This is not a cheap movie though. It's not like
no,
they
no, no,
scrimped.
no.
I mean, they spent a ton of money to make this movie.
I
So
mean,
it
isn't
should
it
look good, and it does look good though.
isn't it the best performing horror movie of the year so far, like money
Oh
wise.
yeah, by far. It's the
Right.
most expensive horror movie to make, but
That's right.
the return on investment's been there.
Yeah,
I
Michael.
think
Like
it's
I said,
$350 to $400 million already. I mean, it's a huge amount.
and like I said, Michael B. Jordan. I mean, I think he knocks it out of the park in my opinion. He does a
Yeah,
really good job in this movie. So I
playing
always
two
liked him as an actor. So
playing two parts too.
yeah, definitely. Okay, Mike, what's
So
your number two, man?
yeah, number two for me is what Josh said was number three, Companion. I've seen it 3 times. I normally don't first. This movie is not the most horrifying movie in my opinion. It's just something different.
Yeah,
That's what I like about it. I love the comedy in it. I'm cheering for some of the characters. I think the characters are really you like the characters right off the bat. And me and my family were in the theater dancing to the songs that were being played, and it's just I don't know. It's just a fun movie for me to watch. This is one of those I can watch over and over and over again, and I'm normally not that way with some horror movies.
right. And Jack Quaid's one of those guys where you're like, okay, this guy seems like a nice guy, and then you're like, wait, he's a total a
What an
hole.
asshole! What a prick!
Yeah,
You
and
know?
just like
Yeah,
remember, he tricked us in remember in Scream 5,
yeah.
he played that exact same kind of character, and he turned out to be a jerk in that too. So it's like, dang.
All right, so Josh, what you got for number one?
I think it's yours too, Mike. So this movie kind of blew me away by watching it. Now I did see some blowback on it today online, and actually, Mike.
Oh, I'm taking some bullets. I'm still getting bullets to
Yeah, yeah.
right
Oh, I
before I
didn't.
came on here. I was
I'll have to go check that out, Mike, and read in the comments. Maybe I'll have to join in. You know me, I like to get into that. But um, it's Bring Her Back. And me and Mike both watched this recently and really enjoyed it. Obviously, it's our number one. Like, listen, so for horror, it's the best horror driven movie of the year. Now, if you say acting and all that, okay, Sinners is probably better than that. Honestly, it is.
yeah.
But when you're looking at the pure horror aspect, it is the best movie of the year, in my opinion, so far. I mean, we still got a lot more to go. But man, this movie, I normally don't get too queasy, but this movie made me look away, and I normally don't do that in movies, Mike. I was like, ee,
It's
like in a
got
couple.
it's got physical horror, as in
Oh,
blood and guts and stuff like that, without
right.
going into details. It's got mental horror, things
Oh
that are
yeah.
done in this movie, and you're like, no way. And there's quite a bit of that.
Yeah.
And I can't say too much without spoiling on it, but it was we watched it and we were screaming out loud, and my dog started getting scared because we were like, no, and I was looking away, and then it was like, I mean, it was
Oh,
you're like, and then Josh is texting me while he's watching it. He's like, I can't believe this. Whoa. And I was like, I know, man. It's
oh, my wife was almost throwing up, dude. She was like, oh, she was almost like puking, Mike. Seriously.
so the writers on here, which are brothers that are YouTubers, originally started out. I mean, they've killed it on their first 2 movies, and
Oh, I love Talk to Me, and this one is right there with it. I wonder what has a better Rotten Tomato score. Actually, I don't know that, but I'd be interested in seeing that. But
yeah.
I think this movie is going to age really well, and it's just like you said. I mean, another banger to add to their library. And like I said, whatever they put out next, I want to make sure to go see it in the theater because I missed out on this movie in the theater, and I wish I would have saw it in the theater, Mike. So whatever they put out next, I am definitely going to the theater and seeing it.
So I want to say, look at our list, bringing it back up here real quick.
Yep.
Our top threes are identical, and we didn't talk about this. Also, 4, you got Final Destination. I got it in my top 5 as well. I haven't seen Killer of Killers, so I couldn't put it there. And you hadn't seen Marshmallow, so
Right.
our lists are very similar in our top 5, and we didn't share our list ahead of
No.
time.
No.
Only thing we did was said, okay, well, these are the movies we saw during this time period. So,
Yeah.
so stick with us. Watch the worst movies now. Let's see if our worst movies are the same. But I'll be honest with you, Josh, my top 3 could change by the end of the year if it was just these 3. Because I'm telling you, Sinners, Companion, Bring Her Back, and I even love Marshmallow. It could change if I watch these again. So we'll see.
Right. Okay.
All right. Thank you, guys. And we'll go ahead and do check out the worst list.
Yep.